Hello and welcome to PCMag Live. I'm Dan Costa, he is Sascha Segan, and we are not at PCMag Labs in New York City. We are in fabulous Las Vegas because, of course, this is CES week. We've got a great show for you today. This is in many ways one of the busiest days of CES, even though CES doesn't actually open until tomorrow. This is day zero
I was thinking
for CES.
Me it's day two.
Yeah.
You know, I started work in the middle of the day yesterday.
We've been here, there have been a ton of press conferences today, a lot of announcements. This is where all the press really gets in and has its busiest day of the year, and there's a lot of news to coverage. One of the biggest things, which happened just as we were shooting the show, is the announcement of the Galaxy NotePRO. This is Samsung's flagship tablet designed to go up against the iPad, and it's a pretty amazing tablet. I actually got some time to play with it. It'll be on the floor tomorrow. It's got a WX VGA screen, a gorgeous 12.2-inch screen. You notice that straight away when you hold it. It's still got that faux leather back, but they're bundling it and packaging it for productivity. They're adding a lot of apps to it, like Control Your PC, to a productivity suite.
There's a couple of interesting things about this. One is that they're going up against the rumored larger iPad. I feel like they're trying to anticipate that 12-inch iPad that a lot of us think is coming later next year. Second of all, they have that included what they claim is $700 worth of software and services, which is once again Samsung trying to leverage their media hub, their Samsung App Store, trying to create this Samsung ecosystem slightly away and outside of Google's Android, yet still compatible with Google's Android.
Going even further away from Android. This has the latest version of Android on it, but it does not look like Android. They've created their own what they call magazine UX, which looks like a blend between Windows 8 and Flipboard, but actually works better than either one of those interfaces. I kind of like it a lot. It gives the user a lot of control over what their on-screen experience is going to be.
Yeah, you got to wonder if and when Samsung is going to do the full Amazon and just declare that their operating system is Android compatible, but no longer belongs to Google.
Yeah, it's going to happen. The other big news today was Google speaking of Google, getting into the act and announcing the Open Automotive Alliance. This is basically an automotive alliance to get a variety of car manufacturers to incorporate Android into their cars. And they got some big heavy hitters. They got GM, they got Honda, they got Audi, they got Hyundai, they got Nvidia, all to work together to create this platform for building apps for cars.
Now, I've been to a bunch of press conferences over the past 2 days, and Nvidia was talking about this, Qualcomm was talking about this, AT&T was talking about their own connected car initiative, but they were showing some car apps with Android. So there definitely is a sense that connected car is a huge new thing coming up. It needs a platform, and that most of the people out there, most of the companies out there don't want it to be the BlackBerry platform, which is what's in a lot of cars right now.
Right, QNX.
Yeah.
And it's also probably not going to be, and this isn't great news for Ford, Windows CE. The sync-based platform, which they were ahead of the curve just a couple of years ago with a really innovative technology, that doesn't look like that's going to catch on.
That is such a ball that Microsoft dropped, because Ford had Sync, they had MyTouch, which was still the Microsoft product, and then for some reason it just stopped evolving.
Yeah.
And it never evolved into the Windows 8 world. And now Microsoft, they were ahead, they find themselves behind.
Yeah, really unfortunate. And Google's right there to pick up the slack. The other coolest, probably the coolest individual product announcement I've seen today, and you couldn't even see it on the show floor, but that's the announcement of the Pebble Steel smartwatch. Smartwatches are going to be all over CES. Wearables are a huge trend, but the Pebble's been around for a while. They just iterated, and now they've got basically a better looking version of their product. They doubled the memory, but where they really excelled is the aesthetics, the way it looks. It's a metal smartwatch that looks fantastic.
I've tried a couple of smartwatches, and the Pebble is still the one I like best because it's simple and it doesn't. It has decent battery life. It does not guzzle the Bluetooth on your phone. I tried that Sony smartwatch. It's beautiful. It does so many things. My phone was out of battery in like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. But with the Pebble, the only downside I had for it was that the band was so flimsy. It fell apart. Well, it's a metal Pebble. This is the smartwatch that people want right now, or at least until they can figure out how to solve that battery problem.
Yeah, it's a great device. I haven't actually laid hands on it myself yet. I hope to very soon. Fantastic. And then there's another story that broke just before CES. There was a giant CPU-shaped crop circle out in the fields, and
Okay,
I'm like, I've got CES to worry about. I ignored the story, but you saw that story and said, I have to keep digging into this.
Yeah, okay. So on December 30th, a giant crop circle appeared outside Salinas, California, and there were a whole bunch of random local news stories about it. And what was really fun was that the ufologists got into it, and they decided it was created by the gray aliens and predicted some sort of comet. But no. Okay, so after it was the site of apparently a New Year's Eve party featuring Bongzilla.
Okay.
It got plowed over, and then last night we find out it was an Nvidia marketing stunt. Nvidia wanted to promote their new Tegra K1 chip, and so they had their marketing team plow Tegra K1 into a field of barley.
It's amazing, and it just happened to have, on their marketing team some farmers, which is not pretty rare these days in big tech companies.
But I wonder, was this effective? Is it going to get out now that it was about Nvidia? Is this going to make people care more about Nvidia? Is this going to make people think that Nvidia is a more amazing thing? That's my question.
You know what? You have answered your own question.
Crazy stunts.
You have answered your own question, because that stunt got them onto PCMag Live, and that is relevancy even at CES.
That's true.
Now it's time for one cool thing. Of course, we don't have a lab to pull things off of. We have to go inside to find something cool, but we did just that, just a couple blocks away. Check it out. We are at ASUS's press headquarters here at the show, and we've got one cool thing. We found it. It is the Transformer book TD300. It is the Duet. It's the first 4-in-1 system, and the reason it's like 4-in-1 system is because it has Windows on it. It also has Android on it. That means it's a Windows laptop, as it is right now. Press this button, wait 4 seconds, and miraculously it transforms into an Android tablet. You can also disconnect it from the keyboard, and it will become an Android tablet. So now you've got a tablet, a notebook, running 2 operating systems that can seamlessly switch between the 2 of them. Sascha, this is really that dream of the all-in-one device that you could use for both productivity and for entertainment.
Yeah, and what strikes me, one of the things that strikes me about it is that it's so full-sized, that we have a big screen, we have a full-size keyboard, we have Intel Core i3, i5, i7 processors.
This is 4th generation Core i7, yeah.
Yeah, this isn't a scaled-down device. It's not based on mobile components. This is a real PC running both Windows and Android.
Yeah, and ASUS has really been the leader in the transformer space. They kind of made this 2-in-1 thing work when most of the vendors were afraid to do so, and this shows that they're still pushing the boundary forward a little bit. I'm really excited to get our hands on it and actually test it, see how it performs.
So when's it coming?
It'll be out this year, along with a lot of other exciting ASUS products. That was PCMag Live for day 0 of CES. Come to us tomorrow and we will have all new stories, all new products. Check out PCMag.com/CES for real-time tweets, updates, photos. We will not stop until this show is done. Come back tomorrow.